Tigers, Bulldogs, Saints. Welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
And welcome to another edition of DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance. We're coming to you. We're not coming to you. We are coming to you. Okay, we didn't know if we weren't. We don't know if we're coming or going sometimes, but we are at Chop Jennings Gymnasium at the DeKalb West School. Kelly feels right at home this morning, don't you?
Yes, day 6 of this week of being here.
And first time I've been in here in a while. Y'all have redone the walls, and it's very echoey in here.
Yes, we got a makeover this summer.
Yeah.
So
I just want to know why black and gold or gray instead of gold.
Well, so when I chose the gray, I did get to choose the gray.
Thank you for correcting your grammar.
The walls were. I had a really good English teacher. The walls were beige, the lower part of the walls, and all the other walls were beige. So I thought the gray went with the beige the best.
Okay.
Because we did not want to do black above because it would be too dark.
Right.
And there wasn't a choice for gold. And so, and the rest of the building has gray as the wall color. So I was like, okay. Well, then I came back from vacation and they painted the walls black. So,
so you kind of had to say
so
something.
Aaron's surprise.
Well, it's good to be here. This is my alma mater and yours, and not yours,
No,
Coach, obviously. The school wasn't here when you were in elementary school.
But back,
In the 1800s.
I'm kidding.
to be honest, we had elementary, which was first. There was no K.
Right.
There was first through sixth. Then we had junior high, this thing called a junior high, which was 7th, 8th, 9th.
Right.
And then they moved 9th grade up to high school. Then middle schools became a thing, and high schools became comprehensive 9th through 12th.
Yep.
This is actually the 50th year of DeKalb West.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. It opened 74, 75. And the irony, a little bit of that, they were building the West School, and people who lived in Downtown will remember, in 1974, a tornado decimated Downtown, and actually it didn't so much destroy the school, but it did enough damage. I know it destroyed the gymnasium there that the kids there actually had to go to Liberty for a while before the school year ended. I think there was about 6 or 8 weeks left in school at that time, and then the West School opened later that fall. So good timing of them building the West School at that time because a lot of issues there for Downtown. But yeah, 50 years of the West School, and I was actually thinking about that. I started school here not too terribly long after it opened. In fact, no kidding, this gym, the first year of this gym was my 8th grade year here.
The first year of this gym was my 2nd grade year.
Okay.
Because I broke my finger down there under the goal. And actually, I guess it's Ben's aunt somebody yelled Kelly. And it was Kelly Driver, and there was another Kelly on the team. I can't remember who that Kelly was. I remember Kelly Driver, though. And I turned around, and ball hit my finger and broke my finger.
Ow.
And I stayed and watched the girls' game, and then I went during the boys' game to the emergency room.
I remember going and watching basketball. They had day games. So y'all got one coming up this week. But day games used to be at the old Liberty Gym downtown. They would bus us all down there to watch that. And I actually played junior pro in there one year, that old gym.
I didn't play junior pro there. All my junior pro was in here.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to play then you couldn't play till 2nd grade. But I do remember in kindergarten very vividly being bused over there. Mm-hmm. And I looked at Miss Pat Allen was my kindergarten teacher. And I was like, I'm going down here to sit. And she said, no, ma'am, you're not. And I was like, but I always sit down here.
You kind of had a connection, though.
And she said, not today.
Not today, you're not. No. But a lot of great memories in this building. It's good to be at DeKalb West School this morning. Sorry, we are running a few minutes late. Daniel's been sweating. It looked like 2 of him over there getting us on the air this morning. We appreciate all his hard work, and we're now up and running. We got a jam-packed show, as we always do. Ben Driver's back with us again this morning. He'll be joining us on the next segment, and Ben was in Hendersonville this past week to compete in the Class AAA State Cross Country Championship and set yet another personal best, a time of 18:41. And, looking at that, I think it knocked about 12 seconds off the time that he had just at region last week. And, Chris, I know, You've done some running and stuff. To knock 12 seconds off is quite an accomplishment, and 18:41 is a pretty darn good time.
When you're running 6-minute miles, you can think about 12 seconds and just how much ground you can cover in that 12 seconds. You want to look about a 40-yard, and I'm not saying they're sprinting at that point.
Yeah.
But if you were looking at a 40-yard dash being, 4.5 seconds or whatever, you can imagine just how much ground that he gained in that time. So it may not sound like a lot, but distance-wise, that's a big chunk, and congratulations to Ben.
Absolutely. Is just a sophomore. He's got a couple of more, shots. He'll be back at state. I know that, and he's just going to keep getting better and better and better. And I think the winner had a time was 15:43. We're talking about a 5K course. 15:43. What was he on, a scooter? I mean, that's moving.
That's not 3 miles. That's like 3.2.
Yeah.
So you can't say it's just a flat 5:15.
That's right.
It's faster than 5:15, which is incredible.
And it's a course. It's not on a flat road. It's cross country. You're running hills. You're running
terrain,
valleys,
whatever's
terrain,
there.
Yeah. So
Casey?
that's pretty impressive.
What does Casey think about it? Casey's been quiet this morning. Okay, Casey couldn't be here today, but Casey is still here with us today. We had to throw that out there. And he looks good today. He looks happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Casey.
He's just awful quiet. Maybe we don't have his mic turned on. We'll get him going here in just a little bit. Anyway, Ben Driver will join us coming up the next segment. We're going to talk some DCHS fishing coming up. In our third segment today, we've got Mason Taylor and Wesley Kent in the house with us. Kelly, we've been talking some fishing here the last couple of weeks. You've kind of been getting us caught up, and we've been sharing some stuff on Facebook now that I've figured out the fishing is going on. And, man, these young men are really doing some good things so far this year.
They are. It's sad that you can't go watch them. I'm sure we almost need to get them to.
Are we going to have a show? What are you saying?
Video. No, but I'm just saying I'm sure, like, when they catch one, it's exciting on the boat. You just, as a parent, as my son fishes, as a parent, you just wait at the dock and you kind of wait for. Did you get anything? Do you have it? Because they're not allowed to have cell phones, so they can't communicate anyway. So you're just kind of waiting until you drop them off about 4 in the morning. You wait till about 1 and 2 in the afternoon. And did you get a fish?
Yeah.
And is it weighable? And I know Maddox and them last week they called a couple. It was hard fishing because the guy that was running it was saying it was a hard. There was a lot of pressure on the lake as far as there was a lot of people on the lake. There was another fishing tournament going on. I don't know why they don't stagger these things, but there was. And so Wesley and them, I know, caught a limit. And didn't they finish? They finished 5th?
They were 7th last week,
which was pretty impressive because they said the fishing was very hard. Like a lot of people weren't catching fish. So I think it would be exciting to watch Wesley. And I just know Wesley from having him in basketball, and he was quite entertaining at that. So I can just imagine him on a boat catching a fish, how entertaining that would be.
I think they're pretty excited about being here from what we've been told, and we're excited to have them here because they're going to kind of get in depth and teach us a little bit about what goes on with high school fishing. But their catch last week combined 13.45 pounds. Again, that was 7th. That was at the Tennessee Bass Nation High School Fishing Tournament on Dale Hollow Lake. I know a lot of folks love to fish Dale Hollow up around the Overton County area. We've heard a lot of good things about that. And I think their big fish last week was 3.62 pounds. Here's what really impresses me. In the Central Tennessee High School Division point standings, Mason and Wesley are in, I think, 4th place, but they're only 1 point out of being in 1st place. So that's they do a point system. We'll get them to talk about that a little bit, but they're having a phenomenal season. They're not the only ones, by the way, Kelly, on the fishing team. There's several teams and it's all duos, correct?
Yes, you have to fish as a pair. I think they will, I'm not sure in high school. In junior high, they will allow you to fish one tournament, just a single, but you have to realize when you're fishing a single, you're like, oh, that's not a big of a deal. Well, every other boat has got 2 lines going out when you only have 1 line going out. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard to fish by yourself and be competitive. But I know these two have really bought into this, and I know when I was contacting Wesley's mom about coming, she was like, this was the only weekend that they're off and until January, and so every weekend they are fishing, and usually they're pre-fishing throughout the week. So they're dedicated.
Good timing that we were able to get them this week because they're going to be busy, as you mentioned, for the next several weekends. And again, we'll have Wesley and Mason coming up. We had it scheduled around 9:30. We're running behind, so third segment, we'll just put it like that. Just don't go anywhere, and we'll have that coming up. Let's recap some stuff going on this week. DeKalb West School. Tough night, home opener with Carroll Oakland. We'll just bypass that. Let's go talk about Union Heights. How about your Bulldogs and some kid named Maddox Piber? I don't know if you know him, but apparently had a big 20-point game, third place in the Forks River tournament. What'd you like about your team's performance there in that consolation game?
They fought the whole time. Maddox is not one of my scorers. He's, if he gives me 8 points, I'm happy. I did not know he had 20 points until I got to looking at the book at the end of the game. But had he not, his shot was falling. The boys were getting him the ball. It was a very, very physical game. They were much taller than us. We controlled some things, but we just do not have the size to battle with bigger kids. They were able to throw over us several times. So, but I was proud of them. We went in at halftime with a lead, and we didn't lose the lead. We kept the lead for the rest of the game. Now, we got real close, 1 point at one time, but they fought. They didn't dig themselves a hole they couldn't get out of, and that's what happened to us with Carroll Oakland. We just dug a hole in the first quarter, and we didn't come out and play, and we just couldn't overcome it.
That's one thing you've told me about early. You're just getting off to cold starts, and that seemed to be the difference in this game. You actually got off to a pretty hot start. Is it because it's early in the season? What?
Well, Levi, who I expected to be one of my big scorers, and I still expect him to be. He has just not gotten his basketball legs. He's still
football mode.
It's not even in football mode. He's in here working, and when he's in here shooting, but it's game shots, and I think a lot of it is he's pressuring himself. He knows that I've put that pressure on him, and I've tried to back off, and I've tried to call timeouts and talk to him, and I'm like, let the game come to you. He's really forcing his shot. He's not squaring up. It's just we talk about details. Footwork and details wins and loses games for us. And so I've just told him, I was like, we've got to work on those little bitty details. And I said, it's gonna fall. But like I said, Maddox picked him up. I was very surprised. Didn't know. Landon had a good night. He had 10 points. So it took all of them, and in which Caden Mullinax and Aiden Garza, kids call him Egger, and I've bought into it. I just call him Egger. I don't ask why. They just call him Egger. And then I've got another little kid, Lucas Noakes, and they played some great defense. They didn't score any, but had they not played really good defense, we wouldn't have won that game either. So I was just proud of them. They got a win. They got the monkey off their back, so hopefully this week will go better.
All right, defeated on Monday night here at the Chop Jennings Gymnasium, 6 o'clock. And I believe y'all play back-to-back nights. That's right.
We go back to Carroll Oakland on Tuesday, and then we go to Smith County for a day game on Friday.
So a busy week coming up for DeKalb West School. DeKalb Middle, we talked to Coach Quarles last week, and boy, I tell you what, his team had quite the couple of games. They go to Livingston. They win 59-19. They then come back home and play Smith County. They win 65-19. Got to be impressed by I'd say, Kelly, both offense and defense, giving up just 19 points apiece in those two games. And, of course, the Lady Saints have been playing some great ball. They're 3-2, had a tough loss with Livingston, but no problem with Smith County, 45-13. But a couple of great nights for the Saints as they get back big time in the win column this week. And for the middle school, of course, we'll talk more about the schedule coming up. They've got a game Tuesday night at Stone Memorial. Then we know Avery Trace is one of the top boys teams in that conference. They're going to be playing them coming up on Thursday. Coach, football, I know the DeKalb County Tigers are out, but playoffs got underway last night. 3 of the 4 teams in DeKalb County's region, they advance, and I'm not super surprised by that. In fact, Stone Memorial went to Loudon, 10-0 Loudon, and led them for quite some time. In fact, I think it was 21-19. Loudon scored a couple of touchdowns in the second half to win that game. But when you look at that region, we've said it all year long, it's been tough. Upperman's moving on. Macon County's moving on. White County's moving on. In fact, we get Upperman-Macon County, sadly, in the second round. I think that's going to be a doozy of a ball game.
Upperman and Macon County both pitch shutouts defensively, which I like.
Yeah.
White County only gives up 6 points, so I don't know if that was 2 field goals or a touchdown and a missed extra point. And then you've already spoken of Stone Memorial. We've talked all year about how difficult and challenging this 4-4A region is. And you have that expectation as a region that you're going to go into 3-4A and sweep it, and they just about did that.
So a good night again for that region with 3 of the 4 teams moving on. A great matchup again, Upperman-Macon County coming up in the second round. I know you had Gordonsville last night. Unfortunately, they ran into, was it Chattanooga Prep?
Chattanooga Prep.
And ran into a good team there, and their season over. Watertown put up a lot of points, but they fell short. Smith County lost last night. Cannon County lost last night. Went up to Westmoreland, and good start to the playoffs. It's always exciting if you like high school football this time of year. We always pull for the local teams and want to see them do well. Some of this surrounding area, I know they bowed out, but still some good teams locally to get out and watch. Cookeville lost last night, I believe, had Riverdale tied at the half, and Riverdale put up 3 touchdowns in the second half to win that. Lebanon goes on the road. They fall to Oakland. I think Lebanon just a shade down this year for what Coach Gentry has had over there the last 2-3 years, but still a lot of good local teams. Even if you have to go to Murfreesboro. In fact, Murfreesboro football is a lot of fun. Some really good teams over there. So if you get a chance, get out next Friday and watch some football. All right, let's talk some cross country. We'll do that when we come back to DC Blitz, and we're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Teamwork, accountability, honesty, showing respect, dependability. These are all qualities that I began learning as an athlete growing up in DeKalb County. Hi, this is Tennessee Assistant Golf Coach Payne Denman. Whenever you're looking for a teammate that has your back, look no farther than my friend Grant James and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. They can help out with all your business, auto, home, life, or Medicare insurance needs. Give them a call today at 615-597-0660 or visit them at www.decabinsurance.net. Tell them I sent you, and as always, go Vols.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. DeKalb Title works to make sure your transaction gets to the closing table and your new property is secure for years to come. Let DeKalb Title help you close and protect your residential, commercial, or new construction transaction today. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
Hey, Sam!
Who said that? Cheryl? What are you doing up there?
My bank always leaves me up in the air. I'm still waiting for an answer. Oh, darn birds.
Well, switch to First Bank. They have fast local decision makers and the latest banking products in digital.
Whew, what a relief. I'll call First Bank. When I was up there, I saw a branch near me.
First Bank never leaves you hanging. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
At Home Services, we work with both residential and commercial properties to provide many services, specializing in dump truck delivery of rock, dirt, and other materials, driveways and parking lots, excavation, finish grading of yards, erosion control, snow removal, and more. Plus, septic tank installation, repair, septic tank pumping, and porta potty rentals. Learn more by visiting our website at homeservicestn.com or give us a call at 615-597-6287.
At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that this life is a journey filled with highs and lows. Just as every game has its final whistle, so too does every life have its final moment. When that time comes, Love Cantrell Funeral Home would love the opportunity to earn your trust. We provide compassionate care and professional services to fit your family's financial needs. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding comfort in the time of sudden loss, we're here to support you every step of the way. Love Cantrell Funeral Home has been a proud sponsor of all DeKalb County athletics for over 65 years. Love Cantrell Funeral Home, where love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Bad Boy tractors are born from the legendary Bad Boy mowers from 20 to 35 horsepower. Subcompact to midsize, Bad Boy combines power, performance, comfort, and as always, builds strength to deliver the workhorse dependability you need to get the job done and done right. Homeowner, landscaper, or rancher, there's a Bad Boy tractor for you to work with an attitude. Find your Big Boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Looking for the perfect property? Town and Lake Realty and Auction is your #1 choice when it comes to DeKalb County real estate. Specializing in lakefront properties, land, and residential real estate, we offer both traditional real estate services and innovative online, live, and simulcast auctions. With over $250 million in closed volume, we're the largest locally owned brokerage firm in the area, providing superior resources, advertising, and expertise. For the best in real estate, trust Town and Lake Realty and Auction to deliver exceptional results. Discover the difference today by visiting townandlake.com or calling 615-215-7653.
We're back on DC Blitz. We are presented by DeKalb County Insurance. We are tickled to death to announce we have added 2 new sponsors to the program this week that's going to be with us throughout basketball season. First of which, Johnny's Drugs. Johnny's Drugs is located at 516 West Main Street in Smithville, and they are all about friendly service and efficiency. Their team knows your name, and they understand your needs because, hey, they're not just your pharmacy, they are also your neighbors. Need your medications? They've got you covered at Johnny's Drugs. They make sure you get the prescriptions you need when you need them. No more waiting around like you do sometimes at those big corporate pharmacies. Whether it's a quick refill or some advice on over-the-counter remedies, their knowledgeable staff is there to help you feel your absolute best. That's Johnny's Drugs, 516 West Main Street in Smithville, one of our new sponsors. The second, I don't have a lot of info on yet. We're still working on that, and that's Impact Physical Therapy, or Impact PT. One of your good friends, Miss Casey Agee, and I think they're just kind of getting business started. We're going to have some info on them, and they've joined DC Blitz as well. So be looking for more info coming out about Impact PT. You got any scoop on that? Anything?
I don't know.
Nothing at all?
Me and her, when we talk, we don't talk shot. We talk other things.
Yeah, you don't talk basketball and all that stuff, right?
No, we talk about who's going to class reunion. And
I got you. Okay. But anyway, we appreciate Casey and Joey and Impact PT. Looking forward to working with them as well right here on DC Blitz. We've got Ben Driver back in the house. Ben has been sitting here listening to our bull session, literally, and I think he may be scarred at this point. Ben, it's good to have you back with us on the program today. And state championship, first thing I got to know is when you got there, was you nervous at all, or was you ready to go?
Heading up there, I was pretty nervous, but when I got there and I started stretching out and warming up and everything, I was just ready for it, you know.
What time of the day did it? Was it afternoon that it got started?
Yeah, 2:40.
Is it better to run a little later in the day, or you like to do it first thing in the morning?
I think I run later in the day. I don't think I run better in the morning. That's what my dad says, at least.
But you shaved off about 12 seconds, I think it was, off your personal best from just a week ago, or was it? No, it was more. It was 15 seconds. 18:56, I think, is what you ran at Macon County, and then 18:41. Was it a difference in the course? What was different, maybe?
Of course, the courses is always different, but I think just pushing myself, just trying to get a better time. I'm always trying to get a better time. At states at least.
We always talk, when we're talking team sports, that what changed? How'd you get better during the season? And I know running's kind of a different thing, but if you could compare maybe when your season started, knowing you sat out last year and you didn't run, maybe some things that you saw that changed over the course of the season from the beginning until you got to state.
Well, I kind of got used to the 3 mile courses, and I never really ran 3 miles because I'd always run middle school, and that'd be 2 miles.
Yeah.
So I know I just got used to that, and like pacing myself better and better times so I can get PRs, and yeah.
Did you have a specific goal in mind when you went into state?
Not really. I was kind of just going out there to have fun, whether I had a PR or not, and it just happened.
Did your dad set a goal for you?
Yeah, he said you need to hit 17 minutes. I was like, 17? I barely got under 19.
Well, you did a great job, and we were talking earlier about I think the young man that won had a time of 15:43. I mean, when you see that 15:43, how do you react to that?
That's fast, yeah. I remember doing 400s, which is a quarter of a mile, and I was doing that in like 5-minute miles, and ain't no way I could do that for 3 miles. That's just ain't no way unless I really just train for it.
Well, I was going to say, you got a couple more years of high school, so don't rule it out. It might actually happen. Kelly?
Some of that's mental. Some of that is some people are just built to run. I know your coach, and I'm hoping I'm saying it right, Coach Van Franken.
Yeah.
Am I saying that correctly?
Close enough.
Kristen.
Yeah, Coach Kristen, yes. Yeah. She is built to be a runner. She has the gait for it, and you can talk. I mean, it's just like being any other athlete. You've got to be made. You've got to have that mindset to do it and to push through pain, to be determined. He's got it. He'll be fine. He'll do good. He's one of our West Schoolers. He'll be fine. His daddy will push him too.
No doubt. No.
Ben, when you walk up on that stage for the state championship, and it's basically, if you've never been, you need to go, because the first 30, 40 seconds, that's pretty much the meat. But you've got like 250 people stretched out in basically a single file line, shoulder to shoulder, and everyone's aiming for a chute, a very narrow area right through there. When they finally fire that gun and you start, what are your thoughts as you begin the first stage of that race?
Just get out fast, try to get in that upper pack, not try to hang back there, because you can't get really past them once that starts. It's like a wall. And you're just trying to get out fast.
So once you get through that chute and you're on the main trail of this course, what are your thoughts? Are you thinking about clipping off people one by one, or just running your own race in your time and hoping that they may come back to you?
I'm always trying to pick off people and get faster and faster as I go, but yeah.
Is your first mile typically your fastest mile?
Yes, I think I hit like a 5:40 something at that first mile, and that second mile always kills me. So it goes back a little bit each mile, I think, and yeah.
Obviously, your goal is to return to state for the next couple of years. What are your personal goals? Is there a time that you're wanting to make sure, like 17 minutes? Mm-hmm. Is that on your radar to be able to break that as a personal goal?
I'm just like wanting to keep setting PRs and keep getting lower times and just doing better as a runner in the 3 mile.
How many miles a week do you think you put in?
Depends on the workouts. Maybe I say over 10 mile, maybe.
Is this a goal that you're going to set for yourself? I know you have basketball fixing to come up, but as soon as basketball's over, well, you have baseball then. But as soon as baseball's over, is that
we got fishing coming in?
Well, no, he's not. I don't think he does that. But is that something this summer you're really going to try to work on, as far as once you've reached that peak of going to state? So now it's like, I got to go to state and I've got to do better. Is that a mindset, or are you just like, I'm good, I'm just going to keep running for my enjoyment? Or is...
Yeah, I'm really just working on getting better, because Coach Christian said we're going to work on getting better and getting faster and doing better workouts and longer runs, and just, helping me just get better times and as a better runner. So,
taking a look at the team as a whole, you lose 2 seniors and everybody is back other than that. When you look at the team goal, do you think this team, with the runners you have looking ahead to the next couple of years, do you think this team has what it takes to make state as a team? Seeing what you've seen, because you've competed at region, and I point out a Central Magnet who just I think dominated the entire region. But you having seen what's out there and knowing what your team is capable of with the work and the time, do you feel like you've got a legitimate shot? Because you've got some young guys that are obviously going to get better, right?
Yeah, I think the ones coming up are really good too, from 8th grade. And they should push us too, but there's a lot of good runners, and especially in regions heading to states. It's really hard to get that top 4 spot.
Yeah.
In teams. Yeah. So I don't know.
How many I think there was 255 runners. How many teams do you know? Do you have any idea how many teams were represented at state total? I guess it'd have been a bunch.
Yeah, it's not like football or your other sports where you're going to have one out of a particular region.
Right, yeah.
It's a buku of teams that are there competing. And I forget what the top 25 beyond those teams, the individuals, isn't it like down to 25 that they would take?
20, wasn't
20?
it? I think it was 20. You were 4th, I know, among the individuals that didn't qualify with a team. So it was the top 20 runners that didn't qualify with a team. Is that right, that went to state? Was that how many it was?
No, it's top 5.
Just top 5?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what I'm thinking then.
Individual runners after the top 4 teams were removed.
Okay, so I think that's changed since when Carly and Connor ran.
Okay, all right. So I was way off on my number there. But let's talk about your 2 seniors, and Cale Brown and Caleb Gray, and they're going to be moving on. What have they meant to you, and have they kind of served as mentors for you?
Oh yeah, they've been a good part of me running as a better runner, and I've always looked up to them. Even in middle school, I ran with them my 6th grade year, and I actually went to states with them, and I almost beat Caleb. I actually got a PR at states too in middle school. So
that's awesome, man.
Really good.
You've had a great season. We congratulate you, and showing up at state. It's just been I think icing on the cake on what's been a great fall sports season for DeKalb County Athletics, and congratulations on your accomplishments. I know this was last week's award, but we do want to present you with the Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. Again, this was for last week. This is not today's winner, but for your accomplishments and at your performance at region. That could even carry over. There you go.
Mom.
See, hey, there you go. Make sure mom and dad see that. And congratulations on winning the award. And hey, we're just looking forward to great things moving forward. And thank you again for joining us today, Ben.
Thank you.
Hey, I spoke with the Levi driver last night, and he said he's faster than you are.
he
laid down the gauntlet. It was a challenge.
Hey, he's putting some work by himself too. Yeah.
Are you looking forward to basketball?
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you're looking forward to? How good you going to be this year, the team?
I I don't really know.
Don't-
We haven't been really practicing.
Trust me, don't say, because I said I thought we were going to be pretty good. I told y'all I didn't want to say that. I told y'all that. I told you, I said, well, jinx
Well, we're
us.
going to put you on the spot anyway, Kelly.
Yeah, I
we can
know.
do that. You know, Ben Driver's been our guest here on DC Blitz. Again, Ben, thank you so much and congratulations. We're going to go fishing. When we come back, we got Mason Taylor and Wesley Kent. They're ready to go. We're going to talk DCHS fishing and more. This is DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. DeKalb Title works to make sure your transaction gets to the closing table and your new property is secure for years to come. Let DeKalb Title help you close and protect your residential, commercial, or new construction transaction today. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
There's nothing like homegrown. Around here, nothing grows better than local businesses and families. It's because starting on common ground makes things just shoot up. Just look at those neighborhoods and business districts. Around here, it's always growing season.
At First Bank, we share your hometown and your love for our community. That means you get down-to-earth local lenders who get down to business faster. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Ignite HVAC Electrical and Plumbing offers both residential and commercial sales, installation, and service. We want to set ourselves apart from the rest of the heating and air industry by providing a seamless experience from your project start to finish. We also offer duct cleaning, which will help improve the performance of your unit. No job is too large or too small. For any heating and air, electrical, or plumbing job, give us a call at 615-597-0100.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Trust Love Cantrell Funeral Home to guide you through with respect and professionalism. Love Cantrell Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of DeKalb County Athletics through 3 generations. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Blitz, and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models powered by 22 to 35 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real easy. On the farm, the ranch, or even around the house, Bad Boy tractors deliver power and durability all day, every day. Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Looking for the perfect property? Town and Lake Realty and Auction is your #1 choice when it comes to DeKalb County real estate. Specializing in lakefront properties, land, and residential real estate, we offer both traditional real estate services and innovative online, live, and simulcast auctions. With over $250 million in closed volume, we're the largest locally owned brokerage firm in the area, providing superior resources, advertising, and expertise. For the best in real estate, trust Town and Lake Realty and Auction to deliver exceptional results. Discover the difference today by visiting townandlake.com or calling 615-215-7653.
We're back on DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance, and we're also sponsored by DeKalb Title LLC, First Bank, Homes Group Incorporated. Brand new sponsor, Impact PT. We're also sponsored by Love Cantor Funeral Home, Ranger Brake, Smithfield First Baptist Church, Southern Landscape Supply, and another brand new sponsor is Johnny's Drugs. Experience the warm, welcoming atmosphere that only a hometown pharmacy can provide. Stop by 516 West Main Street in Smithville and let them help you on your journey to get healthy. That's Johnny's Drugs, where friendly faces and efficient hometown service come together. We are ready to talk some fishing this morning. We have got in the house with us. We've got Wesley Kent and Mason Taylor from the DeKalb County High School Fishing Team. Now, guys, Coach and I here have been explained all about fishing from Kelly. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you feel like Coach and I now know about fishing?
Not very much.
Maybe a 2.
Guys, it's great to have you here. You've been having a phenomenal season. What I want to go back and start out with, how do you get involved in school fishing, the school fishing team? How does all that work? Kind of break it down for us if you would.
It's like the beginning of the summer, we have like the team sign-ups and stuff, and that's how kids are able to get on the team. And then the season usually starts up about September.
Okay.
Into September.
Now, when does the season, is it year-round?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically if you start in September, does it go to the next September or does it go to the next sign-up period?
The season usually ends about like June or July is whenever we have our championships and stuff. So that's whenever the season ends, and it starts up in September again. So.
All right, so you all are involved. If I make sure if I'm saying anything wrong, let me know. The Central Tennessee High School Division, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So who else involved in that? Is it just it's not like other sports where you just have a few teams, right? Is it multiple schools or what?
I don't know. There's probably 40 or 50 different schools.
Okay. Are they most of them in this area? Like, do you fish against like the Livingstons and Uppermans and people like that? Like
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So week to week, is it typically a Saturday sport?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So different locations, I assume. So what are you fishing for most of the time?
Mostly largemouth and smallmouth bass.
Okay. When you go into a tournament each weekend, is there I guess a particular type of fish you're fishing for?
Just largemouth or
smallmouth. Mm-hmm. So if you catch anything outside of that, does it count?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm learning. I'm asking questions because I genuinely don't know.
I feel like I'm playing tennis.
now you know how I felt during football. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, correct me again if I'm wrong. Is there a certain weight limit a fish has to be for you to be able to count it?
It's not like a certain weight. It just got to be like a certain length.
Okay. So it could be 12 inches long and weigh 30 ounces, I guess. It'd be a snake and you throw it back. Yeah. But basically, the tournaments are based, how you win or lose or how you score it, I guess, is based on the weight of the fish, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many fish are you allowed to catch? Kind of walk us through what you do during the course of a tournament on a Saturday.
So, it's like you get up real early, obviously, and, it goes through our mind every day. It's like, what do we do? What do we need to do to be the best?
Right.
And, hard work has really been the biggest thing for us, and time on the water is really, 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 really the biggest thing.
Okay.
I'm on the water 3 or 4 days a week before a tournament on the weekends, and then
we put a game plan together the night before, and then we pray about it, and then, we go at it. And then that's the thing. And, so then it's your best 5 fish. And, it's just mostly about strategy and timing. So, like, it was like 2 weeks ago, we pulled up on a spot, and it was not good at all in the mornings. But we figured out, and once the sun got up, and we pulled it back up on it at 1 o'clock, and we caught 3 keepers off of it, and one of them was being almost a 5-pounder.
Wow. Okay. So fish had to warm up, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So is there a time limit on how long you fish during a Saturday event?
It's normally say flight in the morning to first flight, high school flights due back in at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And then it's every 15 minutes, every 25 boats. So say there's 200 boats, it'll be due in at 4 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Mason Taylor and Wesley Kent of the DeKalb County High School Fishing Team joining us this morning on the DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. All right, fishing expert.
I'm not the fishing expert. I'm telling y'all, I know what.
Well, compared to Coach and I, you are the fishing expert on this.
What I hear from my 14-year-old, and you have to take all that with like salt and cookies and some hard water. So I know there is. We were talking about size, so it has to be. There's a slot. Talk about the slots for them. Understand that to people.
Dale Hall is one of the worst places to go and fish. I will say that it's a really fun when it's on fire, of course. But so they have a slot limit. It's a make or break.
What do you mean a slot limit?
Okay, so
let's wheel this Jesse back.
So they up there at Dale Hall, they have the world record smallmouth in it. It's still there to the day. It was caught out of there. So they have a slot limit. So you can only keep one between 12 and 16 inches and keep another one over 21. Well, if you catch one over 21, it's very, very rare.
Right.
I mean, there's good odds, but it's very rare. But there's a lot of fish that's between 16 to 20 inches that are 3.5 to 4 pounds that you can't even keep. And it's like,
yes.
So,
and in junior high, I'm one of these. In junior high, I feel like if you catch anything, you get to bring it in because some of these kids, junior high fishing is 2nd grade to 8th grade. Mm-hmm. So you have these little fellers. So we went to where was the one in Wilson County? I can't think.
Old Hickory.
We was on Hickory, but I couldn't think of the dock. And these 2 little fellers, they couldn't hardly carry the bag, and they came up and they had their one little fish, and that mean old man goes, "It's 1/4 of an inch too small. You're going to have to go put it back."
Oh, no.
And those kids, they just, it sunk. Well, it happened to my 14-year-old, too, and he about sunk, too. He was like, "It shrunk." And I don't know about measuring fish. I don't know about, any of that. But I was like, if these little ones catch them, you should just let them weigh them anyways. But in high school, I understand. But I know Del Hollow is kind of a nightmare and then I know this past week, the guy, you can watch it live on Facebook, their little fishing thing. And so I was watching it, and the director came on, and he was like, "People, stop calling me." He said, "There's some group down here from Ohio, and their captains are fishing because today is not their fishing day." And I'm like, why are you having 2 tournaments? I know last year when they fished it, they had Major League Fishing had been there the same week that they were fishing high school. I was like,
terrible.
I was like, these fish they're not hungry. They're smart. They don't want to bite anything right now. But I know that's the hard part of it. Tell us some of the ways you get around if it's not just biting when you're like your baits and certain things. What are you having to do?
Most of the time we're just constantly changing up and trying new stuff, like changing areas of the lake. And say you're fishing dirty water and you're not catching anything, go fish clean water and try to.
Now, do you have like technology where you can kind of see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can look down there and see the fish or where they're at. And
yes, sir.
That would aggravate me to no end. Yeah, there's the lure. Fish is just sitting there looking at it, and you're like,
it is pretty aggravating most of the time.
Maddox's boat captain is Brother Thompson. up at Outreach, and I said they didn't catch anything last week. I said, Peter and Paul, you're going to have to throw your nets over and get brother Nathan to start going. I said, maybe y'all pull one in. And Max goes, Mom, you can't fish with a net. He said, we can see them. We can see them. I said, well, darn it, I'd pick one up with a net and be like, you just said I had to catch it. You didn't say how I had to catch it.
Now, how long have you two been fishing together as a team?
4 years. 4 years.
4 years. Wow. So you're used to each other, I guess, and just I guess you're good friends and hang out and all that
Now,
stuff.
who's your boat captain?
His dad.
Is he's also the
coach?
He's the coach.
Yep.
How did fishing get started? How did the fishing team get started?
I think Jim Bashir's actually started it, and then I think he ran it for about a year, and then my dad, he took it over, and my dad and my mom, they've both been over it for the past 4 or 5 years, I guess now is what it's been.
I'll tell you what, they do a great job putting stuff out on social media and on WJLE. And, of course, I reached out to them but once we kind of got an idea, and they've been good about getting me info as well. So they do a phenomenal job, by the way. So just want to brag on them.
So where's your favorite lake to fish?
Ooh, that's going to be a hard decision. I would probably say Chickamauga is probably my favorite. Me and him's had some very good times down there, and if you get on the right fish down there, there's 10-pounders swimming around there every day.
Wow.
What's the biggest one y'all have caught?
Together in a tournament?
Yes.
He caught one at 7.5.
Wow.
And we won big fish in the Jacob Wheeler tournament and won $1,000.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So I guess the Central TN thing does like a point standing. So
yes, sir.
You all, as I understood last week, was 1 point behind first place. How does that work?
So we're fishing right now. We're fishing the Central, we're fishing Southeast, and then we're fishing the State, and then we're fishing the Bassmaster Opens.
Okay.
So we're pretty busy. We're happy to have a break right now. So the Central points, so we've had 2 tournaments right now, and there's 4 out of them. Well, they take your best 3 and they drop one of them.
Okay.
And so it's your best 3. So right now we got 2 top 10 finishes, and so last week if we would have had 3/4 of a pound more, we would be leading the points right now.
Wow.
So it's kind of a devastation because we did have the fish on to probably be in the top 3, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that works. I was curious about that.
How do you go about picking which fish you're going to take in? You can weigh them. Y'all allowed to weigh them?
Yeah.
But how do y'all are you only allowed to keep 5 in the boat at a time?
You are.
So
we just take we cull. We
have a scale system, an
Yeah.
electronic scale, and it shows all like number 1, 2, 3.
So
4,
whose
5.
job is that?
Either one of us.
Either one of you.
Do y'all feed them on the way so they gain weight?
I wish. It would be awesome.
Here, eat this.
Yeah.
New strategy. I like it.
Eat this 1/4 pounder before we get in. Well, guys, we've learned a lot this morning, and we're having a lot of fun just kind of following you all now that, like I said, we've got a little knowledge about that, and Miss Kelly certainly has done a good job of keeping track and helping us keep track with you all. And I know weekends are going to be hard to catch you guys again, but we want to have you back on the show just any opportunity we can. I have a question. Since you're off today, are you going fishing?
I probably will this evening.
What else do y'all do besides fish? I know Wesley hunts. He's probably came out of the woods to here.
I did.
Deer hunting works for me, so
That's about the same for me.
Yeah. So is it muzzleloader season started
Yes,
this morning?
sir.
You told us earlier you saw something. What happened?
I just didn't see nothing big enough to shoot.
Okay. All right. It's got to be worth.
Wasn't in that slot.
Yeah.
Got to stretch those fish a little bit too while you feed them on the way in.
For sure.
Well, guys, I want to tell you before we close up and let you go here that you were one of our nominees this week for the Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. And y'all got a lot of fans out there because you are our award winners for this week. So congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead and make that announcement. Mason and Wesley, our co-winners this week of the Good Health Family Clinic Student Athletes of the Week. By the way, when do you have time to go to school doing all this fishing?
So, I do not go to school. I went homeschooled this year.
Okay.
it was a hard decision.
Yeah.
Because it's your senior year.
It is my senior year.
Yeah.
But I knew if I wanted to fulfill my dreams and go to college, and I told him, I was like, because he was going to go homeschooled, and then he decided, he was like, you know, I don't know if I could do that.
Sure.
And I said, okay, I understand, you know. So I knew if I was going to make the full commitment and fulfill my dreams, that I was going to have to go homeschooled to compete with these other kids that are homeschooled.
Sure.
And it's truly showing these past couple of weeks.
You know, you mentioned something I do want to touch on. That is, there is fishing on the collegiate level. Have you drawn interest, either of you? And yeah, tell us about that.
I'm right now. I'm in a predicament. I don't know. I've got two choices. I've narrowed it down to two schools, but about 90%, I'm probably going to commit to Emmanuel University in Georgia.
Okay. All right.
Now, is this? Do y'all go as a team, or are you trying to convince him?
I mean,
now, wait a minute. You guys can't separate this good thing going on here, right?
Do you have the same offer?
I'm looking at a different college right now, but
he could if he wanted it.
But I mean, you have the opportunity to go and do that and keep this team together.
Yes, sir. He could if he wanted. But there's another school, Bryan College, where Jackson's going. We both got an offer from there right now, and that's probably one of my second or third choices where I would probably consider going.
Now, I'll ask this question. When you, because as an athlete, you get into these predicaments. That's how I ended up as a PE teacher, because when I got to Southern Miss, you had to fit what courses I had taken at Vol State. What was I going to lose? What could I be without? An NCAA makes you be in these certain guidelines. Do any of these schools offer anything that you want to do in life, or is it just you're going to fish and you're going to end up with a degree in general ed?
Fishing. The school that I'm thinking about going to does offer what I'm going to pursue in my career. I want to be a wildlife biologist, so they do have that. So that's really kind of the main reason, and plus it's kind of a very good opportunity to pass up.
Fantastic. Same with you?
I'm mostly looking just to get a business degree and then fish along the way to college.
All right. I got a great idea that we need to do this. When you guys decide when you want to make your decision, we're going to bring you in here, and we're going to do like they do when they do college football.
Yes. All the different
we're going to put fishing hats out here, and let's or lures. Lures. Yeah, that would be great. But guys, I tell you what, we've really enjoyed talking to you this morning. You've taught us a lot for sure, and thank you so much. And where you at next weekend?
We're off.
You off next weekend too?
We're off next weekend. We're kind of debating right now. We was planning on being done till January, but we kind of got to looking, kind of talking to my parents last night and was talking to him, and we're sitting in sixth in the points in the Southeast. And
and the lights just went out. So.
Hold on.
Go ahead. We're still on the
So
air.
we're sitting sixth in the points in the Southeast Trail, and there's a tournament on Cherokee, not this weekend, but next. And I told him, I was like, man, I don't know if we should go. I don't know. So we're kind of still thinking, but if not, we're off to January, and then we're going to Florida.
Yeah. Man, they've seen all kinds of good. We went in the wrong thing here. I had no athletic ability. I could have fished and seen a lot of cool places. But, well, guys, thank you so much, Mason, Taylor, Wesley Kent. Best of luck to you. Keep us posted on what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
It means a lot.
We'll definitely have you back sometime in the near future. All right. Again, Mason, Taylor, Wesley Kent from the DeKalb Fishing Team has been our guest. We're going to come back, and we're going to put the wraps on the fall sports season, take a look ahead of what's coming up this week in sports in DeKalb County. This is DC Blitz, and we're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Teamwork, accountability, honesty, showing respect, dependability. These are all qualities that I began learning as an athlete growing up in DeKalb County. Hi, this is Tennessee assistant golf coach Payne Denman. Whenever you're looking for a teammate that has your back, look no farther than my friend Grant James and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. They can help out with all your business, auto, home, life, or Medicare insurance needs. Give them a call today at 615-597-0660 or visit them at www.dekabinsurance.net. Tell them I sent you, and as always, go Vols.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. DeKalb Title works to make sure your transaction gets to the closing table and your new property is secure for years to come. Let DeKalb Title help you close and protect your residential, commercial, or new construction transaction today. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
At First Bank, when our customers bank local, they get more. More empowered. More informed. Local banking gets them closer to their goals and dreams because they work directly with bankers who know them. With less layers and more personal connection. We're a local bank brand that goes the distance to get customers where they want to be. Which is why we got into banking in the first place. Stop by First Bank at 200 West Main Street in downtown Smithville, or give us a call at 615-597-4366. First Bank. Bank local. Get more.
Tennessee Fleet provides automotive sales and installation of equipment, lighting, vinyl, graphics, accessories, and more. Some of our services include sales and installation of vehicle graphics and decals, car audio, custom wheels and tires, storefront window wraps, fleet and commercial equipment, car, boat, and ATV accessories. Learn more about the services offered at Tennessee Fleet by visiting our website, TennesseeFleet.com, or give us a call at 615-597-6287.
At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that this life is a journey filled with highs and lows. Just as every game has its final whistle, so too does every life have its final moment. When that time comes, Love Cantrell Funeral Home would love the opportunity to earn your trust. We provide compassionate care and professional services to fit your family's financial needs. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding comfort in the time of sudden loss, we're here to support you every step of the way. Love Cantrell Funeral Home has been a proud sponsor of all DeKalb County athletics for over 65 years. Love Cantrell Funeral Home, where love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Blitz, and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Want a mower that's tough enough to break all the rules? Want everything without sacrificing anything? Want performance for the long haul at an unbeatable value? The perfect balance of power and performance? You want a bad boy mower. Packed with power, muscle, simplicity, and comfort the pro and you demands. It's your time. You deserve a bad boy. Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. Find your big boy mower at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Looking for the perfect property? Town and Lake Realty and Auction is your #1 choice when it comes to DeKalb County real estate. Specializing in lakefront properties, land, and residential real estate, we offer both traditional real estate services and innovative online, live, and simulcast auctions. With over $250 million in closed volume, we're the largest locally owned brokerage firm in the area, providing superior resources, advertising, and expertise. For the best in real estate, trust Town and Lake Realty and Auction to deliver exceptional results. Discover the difference today by visiting townandlake.com or calling 615-215-7653.
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Want to thank all of our sponsors and, of course, our two new sponsors jumping on board with us this week as we wrap up the fall sports season. One of those, Johnny's Drugs. Do you ever just get tired of those long waits when you go to the corporate pharmacy and you got to wait, or they don't have it ready today and you got to come back tomorrow and it stresses you out? You don't get that with Johnny's Drugs. They're located at 516 West Main Street in Smithville. They are all about friendly service and efficiency. Their team knows your name and they understand your needs because, hey, they're not just a pharmacy. They are also your neighbors. So when you need your medications, they've got you covered at Johnny's Drugs. You can get the prescriptions you need when you need them. That's right, no more waiting around. Stop in and see them today. 516 West Main Street in Smithville, Johnny's Drugs, one of our new sponsors here on DC Blitz, along with Impact PT. We'll have more information about them coming up next week, and glad to have them on board. And I am proud to say we've heard from all of our fall sports sponsors but one right now, and everybody's coming back for the winter sports season.
Awesome.
And I just can't thank folks enough. We do have some spots open. We are talking to a couple of more people as well that we've already reached out to. But, man, I tell you what, people have really supported DC Blitz and what we're doing, and it's blown my mind. You know, it's blown my mind, too. We're 13 weeks in already. What happened to fall?
For real. It's going to be Christmas soon.
Yeah, and but we want to thank the sponsors. We want to thank all the coaches who have been a huge support. Of course, the people in our community out there, the student athletes. It's just been, you know, when I came up with this idea, I never thought this. I thought we'd sit down on Saturday morning, we'd talk a little bit, you know, have a few coaches and student athletes, and that'd be the end of it. But
You never thought you'd be talking fishing either.
I never thought, yeah, absolutely. You know, that was fun, I got to say. I really enjoyed that.
They are the two. They're so personable. They're great. They're great kids.
Yeah, they got the media thing down already. They won't have to. Casey, what do you think?
You're so
Is this mic turned up?
Turn his mic on.
He looks a little flat today. I don't know what's wrong with Casey. Y'all, as we do put the kind of the bow on the fall sports season, man, I've had people say, y'all started this at a good time when we look at all the success our teams have had. You know, we had the middle school. They went undefeated, won the conference championship. You look at golf, the girls golf team goes to the state tournament. You know, Chloe Boyd, she has a great showing there. Middle school soccer, they end up just almost winning their conference. You know, we've had Ben Driver state tournament. The DeKalb Tigers, I know they didn't make the playoffs, but another winning season for the Tigers. I was trying to think this week, what was my favorite moment or, thing that stands out the most of the fall sports season? I have a hard time picking just one thing that maybe stands above the rest for me. I don't know. There's been so many good things.
It'll be the football. For me, it's the middle school football. Because I know those kids, and I like when you know kids and you have a kind of a relationship with them. I was so happy to see those middle school boys have their season, and to see the Poteet brothers. They were truly as excited as the kids were.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed the middle school football because of their success and because we were able to go to a couple of games live and broadcast that. To me, that's a ton of fun.
Sure.
To be on this side of it and talk about what those boys are doing. And then from the golf background that I have, to watch Chloe Boyd do so well in the state as she did, knowing that she's now elevated her game and her thoughts to try and better that is, those are probably my two favorite.
Indeed, and I didn't even mention this, but the Junior Tigers, they won their Junior Pro Super Bowl. They went undefeated and had a fantastic season. And gosh, y'all, it's just it's hard. Like you mentioned, Coach, I enjoyed us getting the opportunity to do a couple of middle school games. That championship game, that's one I'll never forget. I mean, that was just the 4 overtimes, the rain, the conflicting styles, the two great teams, all that, just the elements of that was so much fun. And like you mentioned, Chloe and what the girls' golf team, Allison Paws, how about her? She came out, won the region tournament, had a great showing there. They had a phenomenal season. And let's not knock the boys. There's some young guys on that boys' team. Some growing pains this year, but they're going to be back, Coach. And you've been around the golf program in years past, and you take someone like Brad Hale, who's put a lot of extra time in. Golf's got an exciting future. Not just this year's not the end of it. I think it's the beginning of it.
It really does. It's a good time to be John Pryor.
Yeah. Just ask John Pryor, right?
Just ask John Pryor. We can talk about the success that this show has gained and its popularity, and we've been embraced by the community, but it's going to be a different story, and we've not had the success or seen the success of all these programs, because that's built into it. The fans have gotten excited for these programs and these teams, and that makes them embrace the kids more and makes the kids want to get out there and talk about it. So a lot of what we've done goes back to their hard work and the performance on the field.
I know this is not going to count for the wins and losses aspect of it. One of my favorite things to see this fall has been the start of the girls volleyball program. And a tough year, and any first-year program is going to have a rough year, but, we had them on one week and learned a lot about volleyball. What I love about it, it's another avenue to give student athletes, A, an opportunity to do some extracurricular, B, another avenue to possibly go to college. And what the coaches are doing, they're excited about it. You can tell they're excited about it when Danielle decided to give up softball to strictly coach volleyball. That's a huge commitment, and that's a huge statement by her, how much she believes in what this program can be. So the winning wasn't there for them this year, but to me, the fact that these student athletes probably took on a role they knew, we're going to get beat a lot, but we're going to set the foundation. And that's what it takes for any athletic program on any level, is to establish the foundation. And I think they did that. And personally, I think volleyball's got a bright future. We've seen girls athletics in DeKalb County have a lot of success in various sports over the years. Kelly, I think volleyball, within the next 3 or 4 years, I think we're going to have a highly competitive team just based on what we saw this year.
And I think it's the newness of it. It's a new sport. I'm not saying it's easy to play, because it's not. It's hard. It's a mental game. And Coach and I talked about that on our interview. But it's a game that these kids can kind of pick up fairly quickly. And I feel like it is, like you said, a new avenue for the girls. Something that they, I think, are going to be very successful at. Like I said, every team that they played came back and said, gosh, you're getting better. You're right there.
Yeah.
Had they probably had another month of being able to play, practice, do some stuff like that, they probably would have seen the success of getting some wins. But anytime that you're giving kids the opportunity to showcase their talent in different ways is a positive in anything, in that, whether that be art or sports or music. We had the band students on. We've tried to cover everything that these kids are doing and embrace them and support them. And I think the community's done a really good job of that too.
And I'll tell you too, some people who are very happy are going to be the high school coaches on the football level, who are going to get a great 8th grade group up next year. Coach Trapp and his staff have got to be ecstatic about those kids. Yes, I know you're going from middle school to high school. There's going to be some, changes as they grow and develop, getting in the weight room, things like that. I love the exuberance of the middle school soccer team this year. Coach Noakes, and I think it starts with him. He's just got this, he loves the game, but he has fun with the game at the same time. And the attitude rubs off on those student athletes. Coach K has got to be excited. He's already got a relatively young team. He's going to get some great student athletes on that next level. That 8th grade group, to me, and Kelly, you've mentioned this, and I know we're a ways away from spring sports, a lot of talent baseball-wise. We're going to see it during this basketball season. I think there's a good special 8th grade group around this county that has got some high school coaches a little bit fired up for next season, right?
Yeah, but they're also, we have these high expectations for these kids. As a parent of one of them, you do. But we also going to have to realize they're going to be going against older students, so
it takes time.
It's going to take time.
Yep.
These high school coaches have to be excited. These high school coaches should be a little bit grateful for these junior high coaches that are putting in. I know Coach Noakes puts in a lot of time.
Yes.
And Coach K has to appreciate that. And
Absolutely.
the same for football. I mean, when you've got a good foundation, it's easier. And so, I mean, like football, they've got the junior pro that's done well, that's feeding into the junior high feeding into the high school. That's only going to continue to be successful. And on a note for that, parents, let these coaches coach.
Let them coach.
Let them coach. And I say that as a coach because you don't know what the team concept is. And it's like we talked earlier in the show, yes, Maddox scored 20 points, but Maddox isn't my scorer. That's not his role. He knows that, and his parent knows that. But I was excited that another parent came up and said, I'm so glad he had a good game. And it's the same goes for, I'm excited when other kids have good games, whether it be scoring or playing really good defense. Sometimes your child is a role player, but that is what the team needs to be successful. It's like he said, the O-line doesn't get a whole lot of attention.
They don't.
But without the offensive line, the quarterback can't do anything.
Exactly.
And so it takes, let these coaches, I'm all for if the coach is doing something they're not supposed to, yes, you need to get onto them. But in the game, let them coach the kids because they have a game plan for the team and what's best for the team. And that will always make your kid a better player individually.
You just hit the nail on the head, and everybody needs to hear that. You've been a coach. You hear it from the stand. I always said that my worst years of covering sports at DeKalb County were with the Smithville Review when I was actually down on the sidelines covering games because I had to listen to that crap, and
they don't mean it in a bad way.
I know, but
they're watching,
some do.
Well,
though.
some do, but some are just watching their kid, and they're wanting their kid to compete at their what they think their ability is. Now, sometimes they're just on the coach because their kid's not going to play, and that's a whole nother saga that I'm not even getting into. But sometimes, I know I had a parent one time that she was yelling, shoot, shoot. And I finally yelled across the gym. I was like, no, we want to hold the ball. And she finally realized what I was doing. I was trying to hold the ball because we were ahead by about 6 points and we weren't playing very good defense. And I wanted to keep the lead.
Right.
But, she didn't understand our game plan. And it was all in good humor. And she and I were fine. We're friends and everything. But I remember, sometimes a parent can mess up your team plan real quick by yelling something out and not meaning to in a harmful way.
Sure.
Meaning to be supportive. But like I said, let your kids, let them play. They'll figure it out.
They will. And our coaches work hard, and let's be honest, they work hard for not a whole lot of pay, y'all. So bear that in mind as well.
Well, the fans that attend the games watch TV.
Yeah.
And they watch sports, and they're experts. Yeah. And sarcastically, yes, but they have no idea what the Poteets are doing on the practice field. They have no idea what Coach Trapp's doing on the practice field, or what Coach Pyburn's doing in the gym. And when
they also have no idea what their kid is doing during those practices.
Exactly.
But when Coach Trapp runs an inside read for the 50th time, the ordinary fan doesn't understand that Coach Trapp is still trying to see how the defense is playing that.
Right.
Who's coming down into the box? What kind of adjustments are they making up front? And that's setting up a player for down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have that mind concept. They don't understand the offense. And, yes, support and be very supportive, but sit up in the stands and holler and run this play, don't run that play is just, it's nuts. It's nuts.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if y'all have seen it. And I'll be quick about my storytelling, but it was a little thing Major League Baseball did on Greg Maddox, and he went through the scouting report and he had told his catcher, he says, we're not throwing anything inside to this person. Well, it got up later into the game, and he called his catcher out here, and he's like, we're going inside. And he was like, you know what? And he said, they've got a good team, and we've got a good team. And he said, we're going to play them in the playoffs. And so he throws a pitch. He has an 8-run lead. He throws a pitch, lets the guy hit a home run.
Yeah.
And he said, He didn't say anything about it, and the catcher was like, "Why did you do that? You know, you had a shutout going." Blah, blah. He's like, "I don't care." He says, "I'm going to face him in the playoffs, and he's going to be looking for that same pitch." He was playing the game, the mental game, and sometimes coaches are playing the mental game, and you've got to let them play the mental game. And sometimes they're playing a mental game to prove something to a kid, and sometimes they're playing a mental game to see what the team is doing so that they know that they're going to face later on, that they can exploit that weakness.
And they're coaching kids, y'all.
Yeah.
They're not coaching
We're
paid
not
athletes. They're not recruiting. They got what they have.
We get what we get.
It's not Madden.
It's not Madden. It's not. Well, you put it on the easy level and beat them 65-0. It's a hard job. You know, it's not one that I would even want to ever think about having to have, for sure. We appreciate all of our coaches, and we appreciate the fan. We're not beating down the
absolutely.
And you know, 95% of the fans are fine most of the time, but you know, you get people sometimes that do get a little aggravated. We all get aggravated. If you watch sports, you can't help it. That's part of it. But it's just knowing, hey, I'm not an expert here. You know, let the coach do his job, because he's doing the best he can, or she is doing the best she can as well. So, all right, Kelly's dying to go to a softball game. Coach,
It's all right.
Coach has got stuff to do. I got stuff to do.
I've got a softball game.
You want to go to
And Connor is dying for us to start covering either church league softball or weekend warrior softball. He wants that demographic brought in.
Look out. Next week, we'll be discussing checkers. By the way, next week, we will be at the offices of DeKalb County Insurance with Grant James, and we'll probably be going basketball heavy next week. We might even be talking a little DeKalb Junior Pro as they get set to start their season. I know next week the Tiger basketball team will be at Watertown for a play day. Not sure we'll get Coach Agee or not, but we're going to, winter sports is here, or basketball. Might as well call it here, I guess. But I better not call it that, though, because you know, you don't want to get pigeonholed into one thing, because like with fishing, we find out there are other things going on we don't necessarily know about. But hey, let us know what is going on out there in the world of DeKalb County sports. If we're missing something, actually had a homeschool parent reach out this week about their daughter who competed for the Tennessee Heat volleyball team, and gave me some information on that. We had that on the Blitz website. Yes, if your child plays for a homeschool team, and they're from here in DeKalb County, yes, we want to know what's going on with that, and have that be part of DC Blitz. This is DeKalb County sports, all DeKalb County sports, and we want to be part of that. So just let us know. Drop us a line on Facebook. Email us anytime, DC Blitz Sports, all together, DC Blitz Sports @gmail.com. And hey, if you're interested in sponsoring the program, we are always looking for new sponsors as well. Any last words, anybody?
Have a good weekend.
All right.
Christmas is about 4 weeks away.
I'm ready for Thanksgiving. All you people rushing to put your lights up, I want my turkey.
Hey, listen to this one. This is a funny, I have to tell them mine. I said something about Thanksgiving being on Thursday, and my son goes, "It's been on Thursday for like the past 3 years." And I said, "Son, it's on Thursday every year." That's what we're teaching people. That's what we're teaching. That's what I'm coaching. That's what I'm having to coach.
It's Thanksgiving when the Detroit Lions are playing on TV.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. He doesn't.
And that other evil team plays.
I avoided. And I knew it did bring a distaste.
Who's the other evil team?
Let's not talk about that. Anyway, Thanksgiving is coming up. We won't be having a show that weekend, by the way, but that's a couple of weeks down the road. We won't worry about that. For our producer, Daniel Leslie, for the coach, Chris Vance, for Kelly Piper, I'm Tom Duggan. We'll see you next week on DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.